I'm a high school teacher. My students were a little bit different. They were court offenders. And my job, a big part of my job, was to help them get jobs, to put them on the straight and narrow, et cetera, et cetera. And, this was back in the 70s. They're making like $2.85 an hour. And I had this one kid, funny kid. I liked him. Mario, I said, Mario, you've been putting off this for a month now, You have to take a job. And Mario said to me, hey, Bill, no offense, but, your jobs really suck. You think I'm going to work at McDonald's, wear like a polyester suit? No way. Think I'm taking one of your warehouse jobs, warehouse, Oh, yeah, they want you to work at 2 o'clock in the morning? No fucking way. I'm not doing that. Bill, I've been thinking it's better for me if I get my own job. I said, what the hell are you talking about, Mario? You can't have your own job. You have to take one of these jobs that I'm going to give you. He goes, no, I'm going to start my own business, Bill. I said, Mario, on Monday, you're going to come in here. If you want to stay in this program, you have to take one of these jobs. You can't just sit here every day while everybody else is out working. You have to take a job. Monday morning comes, 8 o'clock, no Mario. 8:30, 9, 10 o'clock, no Mario. 10:30, 11 o'clock, no Mario. Now, I was under a strict mandate from the sheriff that if any of my kids were absent for more than 2 hours, that he was to be notified. Mario's been gone, 3.5, whatever, 4 hours. I'm thinking, well, what am I going to do? I got to turn the kid in. I have to do it. So I'm all ready to turn him in before I go to lunch, and all of a sudden, there he comes, bold as anything, back into the classroom. He goes, hey, how's everybody? Nice to see me. I said, nice to see me. Mario, where the hell have you been? And he goes, hey, Bill, no offense. What do you got, wax in your ears? Everybody heard me. Everybody heard me, right? On Friday, I said I was going with my own business. And I said, and I distinctly heard myself say, and everyone will verify it, that you can't start your own business. He goes, oh, right, yeah. Reaches into his pocket and he pulls out this wad of money, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, $40. I said, Mario, where the hell did you get $40? He goes, how many times I got to go over this, Bill? I told you, my own business. He says, I got up this morning, Bill, and I says, all right, Mario, you got to go to work. So I get up. Now, my next door neighbor had a lawnmower that he let me borrow. I start walking down my street. Go to the first house. No answer. Next. No answer. Next. No answer. Next. Some rude bastard comes to the thing, slams the door in my face. Next. No answer. No answer. Then the people, some people are nice and they slam the door on my some people are not nice or whatever. He said, Bill, I knocks on a lot of doors, probably like 20 doors. And then this nice old lady answers the door and I said, good morning, ma'am. How you doing? I'm Mario from Mario's Home Services. Can I mow your lawn? And she looks out and she goes, oh, the lawn really does need mowing. Okay. So, I mowed a lawn for the old lady. I do a good job. And, then she says, how much do I owe you? So I says, I'm thinking, why don't you give me $20? Because, I was thinking that I wanted to get this leather jacket. And, $20 would be a good start on that. So then she says to me, oh, would you mind doing a few other jobs for me? So she had some junk in the garage that she wanted in the attic, and she wanted stuff in the basement. She wanted me to move an air conditioner for her. I had to fix a shade. And then she tells me that she loves tea with toast in the morning with the marmalade on it and whatever. And I said, Mario, where are you going with this? He says, well, the toaster was sparking, so I got some electrical tape and put it on there. And, Then she says, how much do I owe you more? So I'm thinking, well, the leather jacket was $40. I already got 20, so I might as well go for it. So I says, well, give me another 20. So she gives me the $40. I says, Mario, I appreciate your initiative and what you've done. But you've taken advantage of this old woman. You way overcharged her for what you did. I have to call her. He says, Bill, you got to do whatever you got to do. I'm telling you, I was leaving that house. The old lady was sitting there, tea, toast, marmalade. She seemed very happy to me. So, figure out the woman's name, call her up. Hello, Mrs. Quinn. This is Bill FitzPatrick from the house. Oh, yes, that's right, Mario. Yes, he is a wonderful boy. I'm trying to find out about the 20, oh, yes, he told me he was moving the stuff in the lawn and the tea with the toast with the mama. Yes, I heard all that, Mrs. Quinn. What I'm really concerned about is, the money. Oh, you were happy to. Your grandson has been promising to come over for several months and help you, and he never has. And here's Mario. He came over and did all of that, and you're making another list for him. And you've called up 2 of your girlfriends, and they're making lists for him. That's Mario's sitting back laughing. He was a young man who said he was going to do something. And I said, Mario, most people cannot knock on a door, and when they don't get an answer, go to the next door, the next door, the next door, the next. That is what makes you special. Do you understand that? Mario's looking at me like I got 3. What the fuck are you talking about, Bill? Okay? I wanted to start a business. I started a business. You get no for an answer. You go to the next door, and you're going to find somebody who's going to say yes, and then you're going to be in business. Over the next 6 months, Mario had several other kids in the class working for him. He had so much business. We made up flyers. He had the flyers on the telephone poles and in the laundromats and all over. Mario's Home Services was a thriving business. So everything that I said Mario couldn't do, Mario did. Why? Because Mario would not be afraid to knock on a door. This is the Bill FitzPatrick Network. I'm the old man himself, Bill FitzPatrick. If you like this, please subscribe. That'd be good. Thank you very much. See you next time.